from Central Virginia. It's been about a week since I posted a video about the squash vine borers that I discovered almost 2 weeks ago now, well, about 10 days ago. And I wanted to give you an update on what's happening with the pumpkin patch. So this is the pumpkin patch. Actually, I have two little pumpkin patches going on, and the pumpkins, as you can see, really are taking off all over the place, which is just fine by me because these flowers are started to finish up. So where the pumpkins were that had the vine borers, the one was in this area, and you can see that there is a lot of leaf die-off, such as this leaf right here is definitely a goner. Now, back over there, you can see the Cinderella pumpkin, and it's a big one. It's a good, big, full-size pumpkin. And the good thing is that there are plenty of leaves feeding out into that plant that are still alive. And I'll show you what's happening in the vine beyond. Now, over here, all of these leaves that are coming out are from that vine that had the vine borer. And they tend to flop over in the heat of the day, but they're alive, and I'm going to take that as a good sign. I am not happy, however, to see the yellowing in this particular part of the plant. And as you can see, this is where I had covered up and rerooted in here and in here. So I'm really not happy to see these leaves turning yellow. I'm not sure what's going on. And I actually have I think, parts here that are definitely not going to make it. So I'm not sure what has happened there. Further out on the vine, generally speaking, things are going okay. But then I have an occasional leaf that is downed. So I'm not sure what is going on there. The vines with the variegated leaves are Seminole pumpkins. And here's my first Seminole pumpkin that is forming here on this vine. This was what I call the original, the first vines that were planted. These pumpkins are definitely taking over everywhere, which is fine. These are the backup pumpkins that I planted, and they are doing well. This is where in the Ruth Stout bed where the potatoes were. And here is a Seminole pumpkin, and then the plain leaves like this are actually from another of the Cinderella pumpkins. Now this one had 3 vine borers in it, but generally speaking, the plant is looking pretty good, and it's producing loads of blossoms. And we also have some fruit starting to form out at the end and mid vine, so that's all good. It's like finding little treasure. Here's another Cinderella pumpkin forming, and behind it, there's another Seminole forming. Some of these are from the backup vines. Here's another Seminole pumpkin in its small size. So all in all, I'm very happy to see that these vines are mainly living. To recap, I spotted a squash vine borer probably 2 weeks ago now. I performed surgery on the oldest of the vines about 4 days after I found them. And I covered up parts of the vine that I had made the incision in, and a few other places to help that vine reroot and heal. That vine has now the pumpkin that's about this big, and that's a Cinderella pumpkin, and it's still alive. And the vine that grows beyond, part of the vine that grows beyond the pumpkin, is still alive and growing. So that's all really, really, really good. On my backup pumpkins, which I call my second pumpkin patch, the Cinderella pumpkin plant had 3 vine borers that I could identify. I have had some leaf death, but overall that vine is also growing and surviving a week and a half later. So those are good things, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to have some pumpkins this year. It is super fun to watch them kind of take over this space, which is exactly what I had in mind, and knowing that much of this space would be kind of done by the time the pumpkins really took off and later. So they're just kind of going crazy all over the place. Thanks for watching today. I hope your garden's growing well. Take care. Bye.